Good morning, everyone, and welcome to a special edition of the Conservative Viewpoint. This morning's show is going to be what should have been last night's show. I'm just going to throw it out there. I'm just going to throw the articles that we were going to go over. I had some personal stuff come up. I could not make it last night. So I thought, what the hell? I give you 2 episodes in one day. Yes, sir. I'm going to be doing this show right now, going through what we should have went through last night, just to get it out there. And then tonight, after I get done working out and stuff, I'm going to go and put together for tonight's show. And I've got a lot of stuff on tonight's agenda for you guys too that you're not going to want to miss. So first off, let's get going and let's get busy. And we're going to go over some breaking news. Now, U.S. is seizing a Venezuelan-linked Russian-flagged oil tanker. Oh, yes. Supposedly that this tanker has been like 2 weeks, and they've been trailing this tanker. It had a Russian submarine and a warship that were close by. And now the U.S. is trying to seize this oil tanker also. Now they think that, that's going to put more strain on the Russian. They're our enemies. Oh, well. But they're not going to keep doing this and try to steal the Venezuelan oil. That's exactly what they're trying to do. So this is breaking news. This is just stuff that's coming on now. So we're going to see what happens. And Mujin Zhumo, I don't know who that is from Kick, but hey, guys, welcome to the show. Anyways, we're going to get started here. This is just going to be a quick an overview of what I was going to go through last night. So let's get busy. Let's see what's going on here, because I'm not going to have any videos or anything for that, because like I said, it's just going to be a quick overview, and we're going to go over a lot of stuff because there's just too much going on, and that it has to be put out there. Now, we got a comeback of Dan Bongino I saw this morning. Yes, he's going to be on one of his shows tonight. Let's see if I can find that real quick here for you. If you've watched Dan John Bongino before he became the deputy director of the FBI, you'll know what I'm talking about. But I did see here, let me find out where we got it here. Let me find it here. Let me see. He said he'll be a guest on this evening's episode of Haley Corania. I think that's how you say it. I'm not saying Corania, but be on tonight at 6 p.m. Oh, yeah. So make sure you guys check it out. And he says that, whoops, on the Bongino report, back up, Jack. He says more today. Stay tuned as I destroy black piling, life losers, and other assorted dipshits. So that's coming up here tonight at 6 p.m. on the Bongino report. So make sure you guys check it out for her show tonight at 6 o'clock. I'm going to, so make sure you guys do. Let's get Rumble going on here. Okay, here we go. What else we got going on? CBS journalist Jan Crawford rebukes media for false Supreme Court corruption narrative. This is something I had to put out there because this was crazy. Now, finding honest journalism on a network television these days is like spotting a 4-leaf clover in a parking lot, right? Oh, yeah. This comes to us from, who does it come from? The Patriot Journal. Now, possibly, you better stop and appreciate when this happens. Something like this. Sunday morning, something expected flickered across the screens of Face the Nation viewers. And no, I'm not talking about a technical glitch. For roughly 90 seconds, a journalist actually said something that made conservatives across the country do a double take. Oh, yeah, wait till you hear all this. But before we get into the good stuff, let's remember who we're dealing with here now. It's CBS. CBS News isn't known for its fair treatment of conservative institutions, right? This is a network that gave us Dan Rather's fabricated documents about George W. Bush's National Guard service, a scandal that ended a career, but never quite corrected the network's left-leaning tilt, right? And who could forget the creative editing of Kamala Harris's interview? We just saw that, right? Journalism at its finest with CBS. So against the backdrops, Chief Legal Correspondent Jan Crawford chose the network's flagship Sunday program to name her underreported story of the year. Her target? The relentless media narrative that the Supreme Court is somehow corrupt. Oh, yeah, get this. This is funny as all get out. And I quote, not only is that narrative overreported, but this comes from her herself, okay? It is patently false, and it's dangerous for the institution and the public's faith and confidence in the rule of law. The Democrats have ruined that already. And I continue, people can disagree with their opinions, but it's profoundly wrong to call it or say it corruption where there, in fact, is none. Oh, yeah. Something that says she is actually admitting it. So a CBS journalist on CBS Airways calling out her own industry for spreading misinformation about the judiciary. Crawford reminded the viewers that the court has maintained a conservative orientation for 2 decades and is functioning exactly the way it was designed, not as a partisan weapon, but as an independent institution ruling on constitutional principle. No scandal, no corruption, just governance that the left happens to dislike. How long do you think she's going to have a job after this, right? You just can't make this stuff up. Now, don't get carried away here, guys, but 90-second segment doesn't redeem years of bias and never will. Excuse me. This is the stuff that's going on that you've got to bring out, because every time you... Hi, Kimberly. Good morning, Lee. What up, man? Kimberly Wimpkins down. They're not doing live streams right now. They're upgrading the system. But hey, welcome. But guys, excuse me, swallowed wrong. That doesn't regard that CBS is still, damn it, fake news, no matter how you see it. But guys, welcome to the show here today. Oh, I see Lee over there. Okay, I had to look around there. I got stuff set up so differently right now. But hey, a little bit of Minnesota fraud scandal exposes the dangerously loose election system. What this bringing out shows the corruption, no matter how it's getting huge, big. And I also had something here that just popped up, which I will have more on this tonight on my regular show at 9 p.m. Where the hell did it go? All these are about the tanker, which I will not bring up tonight. Oh, here it is. There's an audio been leaked. Come on. Of Ellison meeting with convicted fraudsters resurfaces as lawyers allege Walz and AG share the blame in this. Walz is running his mouth, and I got a funny video that I'm going to show you later on tonight about Walz. It's funny as hell. About, you can keep asking me to resign over my dead body. He said that last night. Oh yeah. So make sure you tune in tonight for a funny video, and let's see if I can get that audio that resurfaces and see what it's about. That just came in as I was logging in or signing on today, right now. So make sure you tune in, because I'm gonna throw this one over in for tonight. And the oil tanker, we're not going to do that because we already did that. But oil seizes, I guess, if it's actually done, U.S. seizes oil tanker with Russian flags. It says it seized. The one that I told you this a little bit ago was they were trying to seize it, but this one says it actually seized it. So we'll see what happens. That one I'm going to throw in for tonight too. I got a lot. Like I said, guys, we're going to have a lot tonight to go over. So make sure you don't miss the Conservative Viewpoint at 9 p.m. tonight too. All right, let's continue on. The Minnesota fraud is just breaking out it just continues to expand. It's going to expand to California and Gavin Newsom's fraud. Oh yeah, it's going to get bigger than you think. And we are paying the price for this with our taxpayer money. That's got to stop. We wouldn't be paying the taxes we are if all this money was accounted for and audited. This is why I said on my show last week or Monday, I can't remember what today is. Jeez, I had a rough night last night. But I said they need to hold a citizen committee for auditing every penny that the government spends. Whatever money you're sending overseas, they need to account for it. They need to send receipts, just like a good tax audit would do. You have to continue your receipts, right? You have to keep your receipts and show them if they decide to audit you. Well, we need to audit the trillions of dollars that they are spending of our money, and our taxes would go down like crazy, and the money laundering operations would stop. So this is what needs to go. I don't know how to get the message out to DC or the government to say, hey, let's start a citizen one, non-political. No, like people like me, and I did go to school for accounting. Not saying I want the job, but we need stuff like this to know politicians. You're not a Republican, you're an American, and you need to hold this government accountable. We got to show them that we are in charge. Get this government back in track to where it's supposed to be, and not for them and using our money as their own personal piggy banks. What else we got here? Oh, Biden was mocked for an old post about Trump, and Nicolas Maduro resurfaces, and this did not age well, because wait until you hear what I tell you here. I know it's here, but why it's not up here right now? It was up there a second ago. Come on, you stupid thing. You put stuff on here, and then it just does what it wants to do. But Biden's old post read that Trump. Oh, doggone it. Why did it not show up now? It was right there. There it is. Joe Biden. Trump talks tough on Venezuela, but admires thugs and dictators like Nicolas Maduro. As president, I will stand with Venezuelan people and for democracy. So why in 4 years did he not take down Maduro and stop his dictator stuff and stop the starvation of Venezuelan people and all the cruelty that Maduro stopped? Why did he not stop the drugs that was coming out of Venezuela into our country and killing Americans in 4 years? This is what he says. But now that Trump actually arrested Maduro. Oh yeah, no, he was totally against Maduro, and he'll stand with the Venezuelan people. Didn't do a damn thing for Venezuela. Didn't do a damn thing for this country except ruin it. But he's going to sit there and try to talk bullshit on Trump. Trump actually does something to protect the Americans and Venezuelan people. This is the patheticness of the Democrat Party. This is what they do constantly. Well, thank you, Kimberly. Let's keep going here, guys, real quick. I know I just threw this together real quick. I don't expect a lot of people on there, but after the show's done, you guys can share this out to get people on here. So remind them to come tonight and enjoy the show, where we have a lot more fun. We have videos and stuff like that, which I will get to tonight. I hope it's not going to be like the weekend wrap up on Monday. I mean, it was packed to the hills, and we're going to have this. So, all right, we're going to get going. Centrist House Democrats furious over party's leadership, responds to Maduro capture. What this is about is saying that one of the House Democrats reportedly upset that their leftist peers are publicly complaining about Trump's administration capturing a Venezuelan dictator, Maduro. But one swing district House Democrat, anonymously, and I hate when they do that, told Axios that this idea that everything Trump touches must be bad. Democrats will never give Trump any credit or any Republican for anything that they do good for this country. I said this on yesterday or Monday's show, that the Democrats will only give credit to themselves, to make themselves look better, to cover up the fact that they are spending our money in their personal bank accounts and the corruption that they've been doing. They cover that up by saying, look what we're going to do for you. And we get into this here in a little bit, over the healthcare bullshit. Stuff. Sorry. But we try to keep it Jeep rated in the mornings. I don't promise that at night. But this is what they do. They sit there and they'll bash Trump and not give Trump credit, in which this guy said, or whoever it was, said they're glad that he's gone. This Democrat said, adding that the left-wing peers can't have it both ways. They wanted Maduro, the Democrats wanted Maduro eliminated. You take it for what it is. They had a bounty on his head, dead or alive. So you take it the way that they wanted him dead. As simple as that. But now, all of a sudden, now he's arrested and he's going to serve justice here in the United States. It's not good. Trump did it because it's not good. That's so. This is what they do every time you turn around. This is how pathetic these Democrats are. Now we'll move on to China and Russia. Chinese propagandists promote Maduro's arrest, protest organized by CCP-linked network against what Trump did. Russia's not happy. Oh, I'm so sad that our two enemies are not happy with Trump fixing the world. They want chaos. That is what they strive through. This is what they thrive on. Them and the Democrats, they are in with Chinese and everyone to destroy this country. They allow terrorists to come into our country to destroy our country so they can look like they're fighting against corruption and terrorism. And they are ones are promoting all this stuff. They promote violence. And I don't think we'll have that tonight, but we will have stuff on promoting violence and what the Democrats look like with Jasmine. And we'll talk about Crockett tonight. And you guys won't want to miss it. Keep going. Cuba's shadow in Venezuela, Havana's intelligence and military ties exposed after Maduro raid. I talked about this the other night too. 32 of Cuba's citizens, and they call them citizens, but they were government members in Venezuela, helping with the drug cartels movement of all the drugs coming into our country. They were part of this, and it's exposed a lot of stuff. But now the problem is they have the same corrupt government in there that needs removed. That woman that was vice president of Maduro, she's no good. They've got to get them out of there. They've got to get the corruption, the government gone. There's got to be a whole new regime change, or this is not going to work. But the people of Venezuela are ecstatic about what Trump's done. And they've got to keep it going, but you've got to do it right. You've got to get the people out of here because it's not going to work if you don't. Because, of course, they're finding out that Venezuela is another terrorist-run organization that is training terrorists, and terrorists are coming out of there. An 18-year-old ISIS sympathizer who allegedly planned a New Year's Eve terror attack here in the United States. Oh, yeah, they arrested him. Of course they did. So this is the stuff that people are getting, and that's what they need to do with the internet. Any and everything that talks about ISIS terrorism and trying to manipulate people, they need removed from the internet immediately. And it's gotta happen now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next year. Now. Any kind of ISIS propaganda, any kind of terrorist propaganda needs flagged immediately. The Rubio vows to eliminate Hezbollah, Iran operations from Venezuela after Maduro capture. There you go. They've been watching it, obviously, because they know about the terrorists in Venezuela. You got them there. You got them in Iraq. You got them in Tehran. You got them in everywhere. And it needs to stop now. This is the problem. We've got them in our own country. That the Democrats allowed into this country by opening the borders up and let all these terrorists come out. This is what's got to happen, guys, no matter what. They've got to stop this. It's just out of control. And this is the only way it got to get done. What else we got here? Oh, get this one. We got a few more here. House Republicans quietly slip pesticide immunity into spending bill, now forced to yank Section 453 after massive backlash. The House Republicans quietly inserted and then just quietly removed a highly controversial provision from 2026 Interior and Environment spending bill after firestorm of public outrage exposed that what critics call a blatant attempt to shield powerful chemical corporations from accountability. This is why I tell you guys on my night show that we are being played by both sides. Big corporations getting protected by politicians. This is what happens. Section 453, none of the funds made available by this or any other act may be used to issue or adopt or any guidance or any policy, take any regulatory action or approve any labeling or change to such labeling that isn't consistent with or any respect difference from the conclusion. This is all political bullshit jargon. A human health assessment performed pursuant to the Federal Insecticide, Fungicide, and Rodenticide Act. That means they could put rat shit in your food and nobody's going to see it because they're going to protect them and they're not going to be, there's a lot of rat excrement in your food, right? There's a certain percentage in there and you don't know about it because they don't have to put it in there. But you can't sue them about it either. Just like Biden and them protecting all the pharmaceutical ones with the vaccine side effects and protected them, and you can't sue them. This is the same thing, but it's just on a different level. This is the stuff that's got to stop. These protections is bullshit, and it's got to stop. My phone's going crazy over here, and I don't know what it's about. So let's get into McDummy in New York real quick. And this woman, I guess you want to call her, she says they're going to try to seize private property. This is what New York City's socialist jihadist mayor taps communist sympathizer to lead office to protect tenants. These people are going to tell private citizens that own these apartment complexes, these apartment buildings, what they can do, how much rent they can charge, and everything. You're seeing the socialist activity take effect, full effect here in New York. The downfall of New York has started, and it's going to continue under this jihadist reign. New York newly sworn in idiot McDummy has already started taking steps to advance his radical agenda by selecting anti-private property extremists to lead the mayor's office to protect tenants. McDummy announced on January 2nd that Deceived Weaver would join his team, noting that she had previously led Housing Justice for All, a coalition of groups representing tenants and homeless New Yorkers, and its sister organization, the New York Senate Tenant Bloc. McDummy credited Weaver for helping pass a landmark legislation that closed loopholes landlords use to raise rents and push apartments out of stabilization. Now she's working to hold landlords accountable to ensure tenants are living in safe, clean homes, McDummy wrote. This is, if you saw her interview, oh my God. She says that these apartments are a part of white supremacy. Oh yeah, these properties, yeah, can't have that. And so they're going to tell a private citizen that pays their taxes on these buildings that they can't do what they want with their building. When prices go up because of the Democrats' spending sprees that they go on, oh no, you can't do that. You're not allowed to do that, but you're not raising your rent on these people. No. They're going to seize property. Yeah, she also calls to seize property. Private property, including any kind of especially home ownership, is a weapon of white supremacy. This is what she wrote in 2019. Oh yeah, this is going to be ugly, folks. And join in every weeknight at 9 p.m. where we'll follow this jihadist the whole time until somebody gets him the hell out of that office. He thinks he's God Almighty already, or Allah. Allah. How about baloney? I don't give a shit. Hegseth censored Senator Kelly following illegal order video. You guys remember that? Oh yeah, telling military members to disobey a direct order, which is illegal as hell. And who are they to decide what's a lawful order or not? They are not. They will go to jail until they can prove in court that order was unlawful. So they are going to pay out their pockets to fight something that this idiot tells them to do illegally. If anyone follows this moron's advice, you deserve to be in jail. Now Congress rolls out a $174 billion spending bill as January 30 shutdown fears grows. Now, the Republicans, and I agree with this part, we are not funding health care for illegal criminals in this country. And yes, you are a criminal if you come into this country. You got CNN and all those idiots on there saying it's not a crime to cross into our country illegally. Matter of fact, it is. It is a federal crime. That makes you a criminal. Doesn't matter if it's a misdemeanor or not. It is a crime, and you are a criminal. be it man, woman, or child. You don't come in here. And this is what the Democrats are doing with this spending bill. They want to fund it. Why? Because they are looking at the midterm elections coming up. They are looking at elections in 2026, trying to take over power again in one of the houses, which we will and need to stop. Now, Schumer said he will not rule out a shutdown, says only health care fixes the Democrats' plan. This is for votes, people. I'm not kidding you. This is all they care about. They want back in here to restart their money laundering operations at our dime, guys. Think about it. You want your taxes to be lower. You want the payment, all your prices to go down that Trump is trying to do now because of these Democrats. And I hope to God this gets out to liberals, because I'm so tired of them not listening and not seeing the truth. That everything that's going on right now, if your prices are up a little bit higher, they are actually down from when Biden and the Democrats were in charge. If you want them to come down even more, you will not vote for these Democrats. It's only going to come down if you keep Republicans in charge of everything. It's the only way it's going to happen. But Schumer said he'll shut it down if he doesn't get the illegals to get free health care. They're getting enough stuff. Our people come first, period. End of story. Illegal criminals, the hell out of our country. You had your chance. They told you if you leave on your own, you could come back legally. They didn't do it. They chose the hard way. So I know we're going to have stuff on that in Minnesota coming up tonight at 9 p.m. So make sure you join in. Hey, we got 5 years of 2020 election. Georgia is still ground zero for election integrity problems. People are being arrested for this still, and they're Democrats. Oh, yeah. Here's another elected Democrat busted breaking into a car, charged with burglary. Are you kidding me? This is Democrat Treasurer Dr. Carla Wyatt of Harrison County, Texas, was arrested Saturday, charged with burglary of a vehicle, according to local news outlets. Who was released after posting bond, was seen in video opening and unlocking a minivan and entering it. ABC 13 Eyewitness News reported. Despite claiming she had permission to be in the van, the vehicle's owner told police that they did not know Wyatt and said that she did not have permission to enter the vehicle. This is what you get from these pathetic Democrats. And talk about pathetic Democrats. Eric Swalwell himself. Oh, yes. Guess what? For one, this idiot thinks he's going to run for governor in California. Not going to happen. He does not have a residence in California, and California law makes it possible, or makes it impossible for him to run, because you have to have a address in California prior to any election. He's already fallen out of that. And if he says he does, if his primary residence is in California, he's going to jail for mortgage fraud in his DC property, because that's where his primary residence is, according to him. So he's in due for you to ship. He's in trouble no matter what. But if you don't know Swalwell, he's the commie that was sleeping with a CCP spy. Oh, yeah. Fang herself. Oh, yeah. Mr. Fartman himself that farted right on live TV. Yep. I'm going to try that one day and see if I can. That would get you some publicity, wouldn't it? It gets Fartman publicity. I should try that one day. See what happens. Hey, let's get into Representative Tim Burchett. Alleges that Biden staffers sold 8,000 pardons for money. Oh, yeah. Yep. Money for pardons. Oh, yeah. They were making a shitload of killing of money on that auto pen. Oh, yeah. Signed 8,000 by auto pen and made a fortune on it. Well, guess what? They also have proof, and this shows the weakness of the Republican Party right now, because they keep putting out there the corruption of January 6th committee, right? Throwing these guys in jail for no reason, falsified information, and all this stuff. They can arrest every single one of them for crimes under 18 U.S. Code 1519, destruction, alteration, and falsification of records. Under 18 U.S. Code 1512, tampering with a witness. 1503, obstruction of justice. 201B, bribery, and 2381, treason. But nothing gets done, guys. Nothing. Nothing's being done. Every time we turn around, we sit there and see this happening, and nothing ever happens to these people. This is why I actually come on here to do this special edition. So you make sure you don't miss anything. I know you got a lot of you guys work and don't have time to catch up with the news and stuff. So that's why I got on here this morning, just to throw this out there and what I would have went over last night. And yes, I would have probably tried to get some videos and stuff, and we would have had great Texas John. What's going on, Texas John? We would have had some videos, great conversations and stuff in chat. We always do. It's always a great time on the Conservative Viewpoint at 9 o'clock. It's awesome. And right before me is the Rebel Chick with a Cause, Violent Vixen 29. So if you guys ever have a chance to, between 7 and 10, we have two of the best shows going right now, and you won't want to miss them. We have a lot of stuff going on, and that's what I'm going to get busy to doing now. I got to go get something to eat before I go work out, and then I'm going to come in here and get busy with this and take care of my wife at the same time, and come back tonight and hope you guys enjoy the show. So make sure you join me tonight, and thank you for joining in this morning for this special edition of the Conservative Viewpoint, just to get the stuff out there that I was going to show you last night. Didn't make it home in time enough to get it done. So again, thank you for joining me this morning. If you got any questions or comments, you can send me any questions you got. Let me find it here real quick. To the Conservative Viewpoint at yahoo.com. Send me a private message, whatever. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and everything. Share this live stream after we're done here to everybody, that they can see the stuff that's going on. And we'll get caught up more on everything that's going on tonight. And I'll give you a little sneak peek here of what we got going on tonight. Let's see what just came over. Fraud under the Democrat, that just came up. I don't think you want to hear about Harbor Freight stuff, right? No. All right, let me get into my other file here. What else we got stuff? We got stuff here. Yeah, we got that audio that I'm going to get from whoever Ellison is. Iran threatening us. Well, there's no surprise there. What else we got? Something about, McDummy again we got on there. Greenland we got on here. Oh, the clown show that the Democrats put on yesterday. I'm getting that video. Wait until you see it. It's a freaking joke. They are a joke. And more stuff about Venezuela and the barrels. We don't need two of those. We got four of those. Oh, about the Hilton Hotel. We're going to have some more stuff on that. We're going to have a variety of stuff. McDummy's back in the news. We're going to cover every damn thing that McDummy does over there in New York. Jasmine Crockett. Yes, sir. I was talking about her earlier. We got something that you're going to want to hear on that one. So you got a brief review of what we're going to be going over tonight. I've got to get everything organized and get some ad stuff put out, and I will put an ad out here after I get done. I need about 3 hours to work out and stuff and get my exercise in. So guys, please, if you got any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to email me at the Conservative Viewpoint at yahoo.com. Hopefully this year is going to be a big year for us. Thank you, Kimberly, and you also have a great day. And for all you out there watching, I want you to have a great rest of your evening or rest of your day. Anyway, since it still is early morning, it's only almost 10 to 10 here in Pennsylvania. So make sure you join me tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for a great episode of the Conservative Viewpoint. Look for my ad, share it out, and I'll see you guys tonight. Have a great rest of your morning, guys. See ya.